Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Ukraine, Russia, foreign policy, surprising phrases, and internal issues for Putin. In short, we'll talk about Ukraine's special military operation in Russia, or in other words, Ukraine invading Russia. It sounds odd, I know. Forces allied with Ukraine crossed the border and moved into the Russian region of Kursk. These cross-border operations have happened before, but this one might be slightly different in two ways. First, in the past, the operations were conducted by Russians who were on the Ukrainian side. Sure, there might have been rumors of Ukrainian special forces or advisors, wink wink, along for the ride, but the operations were formally cast as Russian in origin. This time, there are a number of reports that regular Ukrainian forces are participating in operations in Russian territory. The second difference is duration. This isn't quite a hit-and-run operation. It's more sustained, lasting days instead of hours. According to reports, the fighting has been incredibly fierce at times. Ukraine has not acknowledged its forces are participating in the operation. It may not. It's certainly possible that there's another explanation for the reporting and observations. The uncertainty allows them the plausible deniability they like to enjoy, even though at this point they are mostly past the need for it. Putin said, "Following my conversation with the acting governor of the Kursk region, instructions have been given to several civilian agencies to provide the necessary assistance to the region's residents. I also asked the government to take up this matter immediately." So the question is coming in, why would Ukraine engage in an operation that is so unlikely to yield tangible results? A few possibilities spring to mind. First, Ukraine doesn't have to take the whole and hold the ground in Russia for this operation to be successful. It's incredibly unlikely that holding territory is even a goal. A large-scale operation causes Russia to divert resources to bolster their defensive lines inside Russia. Those resources, now reinforcing positions in Russia, aren't being sent to Ukraine, and therefore helps Ukraine. It also helps shatter the propaganda in Russia that everything is fine, and it helps undermine Russian morale and the support for the war. Civilian discontent is bubbling right under the surface. It forces them to ask the question, if Russia can't stop major incursions into their own territory, how can they possibly hold and get any gains in Ukraine for the long term? Second, sometimes operations have multiple military purposes. In the confusion and chaos of the cross-border operations like this, sometimes troops get separated and lost. It's completely possible that some of those missing troops aren't exactly lost. If there's hypothetically 72 troops allied with Ukraine reported missing in Russia, you might actually have 0 missing troops, and instead have 6 active 12-person SF teams that have been successfully inserted into Russia. Whether this actually happened or not, it really doesn't matter. Russia has to consider it a possibility, and will therefore divert resources looking for the teams that may or may not be there. Given the West's collective shrug at the developments and Russia's sustained intelligence and sabotage campaign in Western Europe, the insertion scenario seems more and more likely. The last possibility is that it's a simple diversion. Now, Russia has claimed to have totally defeated and stopped the advance. Let's just say that observers are skeptical. While operations like this don't actually change the line on the map very often, they are important to overall war efforts. So they drain the opposition's resources and undermine morale. With the success Ukraine has had, I'd expect more of this in the future. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.